Lakers land. What do y'all think about Karl Anthony Towns going to the New York Knicks? Man, I woke up this morning to this trade. Crazy. This is crazy. How does this affect the Los Angeles Lakers? So, for those who don't know, Karl Anthony Towns, there was a 3-team trade. Karl Anthony Towns ultimately went to the New York Knicks for Julius Randle. Um, I can't pronounce other kid's name. Vincent. I can't pronounce his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But they basically got traded for Karl Anthony Towns. Cat is now going to be pairing up with Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson. The New York Knicks starting five look to be very, very dangerous. I think this was a big move. This was huge. This was huge because the New York Knicks low key have been looking for a big man for the last few years. I thought there could have been an opportunity or a chance that Joel Embiid might leave Philly and go to New York. But they got Karl Anthony Towns, and I think this is going to help. Karl Anthony Towns, it seemed like he was going to do whatever it took to be a part of what the Minnesota Timberwolves were trying to do as far as the rebuild, the restructuring of that organization, even though he was the guy. Now you got Anthony Edwards coming and being the guy. I think Karl did whatever he could to, make that thing work. I'm pretty sure, though, at the end of the day, Minnesota just had too many problems, too many concerns, and they felt like, it was best to go ahead and part ways. We've been hearing rumors about Karl Anthony Towns being traded for maybe a year now. So they finally got it done. Who won out of this trade? If you ask me, now, mind you, the Charlotte Hornets was also included in this trade because of the money issue. I'm going to be honest. I really like Karl Anthony Towns in New York. I think that was a big move. I can't sleep on Julius Randle and Vilenchenko, whatever his name is, joining the Minnesota Timberwolves. Don't think that the Timberwolves lost out in this trade because Karl Anthony Towns is such a big name. This, to me, looks a little bit more scarier as a Lakers fan. Me having to face this team opening night, I'm a little bit more concerned now than I was yesterday. Is Karl Anthony Towns a better player than Julius Randle and Vilenchenko? I can't even pronounce dude's name. Is he better than the guys that were traded for him? Yeah, you could say. But being the best doesn't mean that's the recipe to win or the recipe for success. Julius Randle being with a competitive team, these guys are going to want to win. Julius Randle is a former Laker, so I'm pretty sure he's going to want to get back, to LeBron and that's Lakers organization, and they'll be playing much more. I think the Lakers and the Timberwolves play at least three times a season, if I'm not mistaken, at least 3 times a season versus the 2 if Julius Randle was still in New York. So he'll have a little bit more of an opportunity to stick it to the Lakers. Who has the better path when you talk about the path to the NBA Finals? Did the addition to Karl Anthony Towns of Karl Anthony Towns, did that addition help the Knicks with a more clear path to the NBA Finals, or has the Julius Randle addition to Minnesota helped them to a clear path to now get over the hump and get into the NBA Finals? I still feel like the Western Conference is the toughest conference out of the two. So for that reason, I feel like Minnesota, they'll still have some challenges getting to that final round. We see how they came up short last year. New York, they had an opportunity last year. And I think having that protection, having that presence of Karl Anthony Towns, it's going to be a big deal to me. I think the Knicks probably have an easier path or a better path to get to the finals than the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I won't say that the Knicks lost in this trade. I won't say that the Timberwolves lost in this trade. I actually think this was a win-win trade, but just for different reasons. But as far as me being a Lakers fan, as far as you guys being a Lakers fan, and as far as us being in the Western Conference, you still got to be concerned about the Minnesota Timberwolves, even though they got rid of Karl Anthony Towns. What they gained is guys that are hungry, guys that can play. And remember, the New York Knicks tasted some success last season. Those guys, they had their best year that they've had in a minute. So I'm pretty sure guys like Julius Randle, they want to keep that taste in their mouth. And, going against the Timberwolves, who are a winning team and a young ball club, kind of makes sense. This is not going to be an easy task. Just don't feel like Boston is still the best team in the league. Yeah, it could be, but the competition is getting more intense. We got training camp starting in about 3 days. Officially, training camp will be starting in 3 days, and then we got the start of the season about a month away. So I'm excited for that, and I can't wait for us to get everything rocking and rolling with the Lakers. We're going to have our watch parties here on Playback for all the Lakers games, preseason, regular season, playoffs, whatever Playback allow us to do. We are here. For all the latest news and debates on the Los Angeles Lakers, be sure to subscribe here to the Lakers Land platform with Seven, Mitchell, BA, and Hank. Also, don't forget to check out our Playback Room for our free VIP watch parties to all our Lakers games, and of course the live Lakerland podcast. That's playback.tv/LakersLand.